Okay everyone, so let's start today's session. So today we are training for the NGPE, that is the National Graduate Physics Examination, and this is the gateway to the SNBOS, TIFR and the big leagues. Okay, so if you crack this, you are basically a rock star with a lab coat. Now let's read the question number 13. Okay, so the question says, given that vector E is the electric field vector, vector P is the electric polarization vector, and vector D is the electric displacement, and also PF and sorry, rho F and rho B and the chi E, okay, are respectively the free charge density, okay, and the bound charge density and the relative electric susceptibility. Which of the following relations are valid for the linear dielectric? Okay, and there are four options and we have to calculate the correct one. Okay, so we can take the option number A first. Okay, option number A. Now in a linear dielectric, the polarization vector P is directly proportional to the applied field vector E. So it's like a puppet. You pull the electric field string and the atoms stretch, and the formula is what? Vector P is ellipson 0, ellipson naught, chi E, vector E. Okay, now this is literal definition of the susceptibility in SI units. So option A is perfectly valid, so keep it. Now comes the option number B. Okay, and it says what? Vector P, that is equal to ellipson naught into 1 plus chi E, right? But wait, where is vector E? The equation says polarization exists even without an electric field, and that's not a dielectric, that's a miracle, or a simply a ferroelectric on a bad day. Okay, so in a linear dielectric, no field means no polarization, so option B is a trash. Now come to the option number C. And do you know the holy trinity of the electrostatics? That is the vector D, vector E and the vector P. And the definition of the electric displacement, vector D, is the net effect of the vacuum field plus what the material contributes. So vector D is what? Ellipson naught vector E plus vector P. Okay, so this is a universal truth. It does not even care if the dielectric is linear or not. It's like saying 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So option number C is absolutely valid. Now come to the option number D. Oh, this is the Gauss's law trap. Okay, look closely. Right? Now listen to me very carefully. The whole point of the inventing vector D was to ignore the bound charges, and vector D only cares about the free charges. Okay, so the correct Maxwell equation is what? Right? Now if you add rho B, you are talking about the like ellipson naught nabla in dot vector E. So option D is a lie. Okay, it's a trash, complete trash. Now think of vector E as the light in a room and think of the dielectric as a foggy window. So vector P is how much the fog particles move because of the light, and vector D is the light you expected to see if the fog was not there. So in the examination, if they give you the CGS units, ellipson naught disappears and become 1 by 4 pi. And but here we stick to the SI. Okay, so since vector P is what? Ellipson naught chi E vector E, and we can plug this into the C. So we get vector D is what? Ellipson naught vector E plus ellipson naught chi E vector E, that will be equal to ellipson naught into 1 plus chi E into vector E. Okay, so since 1 plus chi E equal to ellipson R, that is the relative permittivity, we get the famous vector D equal to ellipson vector E. Okay, so what's the final score? Option A is correct, option B is incorrect, option C is correct, and option number D is incorrect. So the final answer is option A and C are valid relations. Okay, so see you. Bye bye.